Okay, we're going to open the November 19th meeting of the Board of Selectmen. Open session public meetings are subject to being videotaped. Your image and voice may be recorded. And our first appointment is with the Sennies. Talk about the Stoppel certificate for NRP.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mary, for your help and for having us on the agenda this evening. As you know, at Riverbridge, we have two parcels that are behind the existing liquor store that go out in an eastward direction toward the Assabet River that we are about to sell to a company known as NRP Group out of Cleveland, Ohio. They will build 204 apartments on those two lots. The first lot is known as Lot 10A, and it will have 84 apartments, and those are subject to an already recorded regulatory agreement, which requires that 21 of those 84, or 25% of that group, be leased at rates that the state considers affordable, and the town therefore gets credit for all 84 units. On Lot 11A, there will be 120 units that are not subject to that regulatory agreement. In order to close, NRP Group and their counsel, which is Coulson and Stores in Boston, have asked that we come to the board and ask you to sign a few estoppel certificates. One has to do with our development agreement. That's the recorded agreement between Riverbridge North and the town, which sets out certain mitigation that we owe the town and certain parameters for how we develop all of Riverbridge. And basically, that estoppel certificate says that the Board of Selectmen is confirming that the development agreement is in good standing. They're not aware of any violations of the development agreement. And by signing that, you're giving our buyer comfort that there isn't a known problem with the development agreement. Next is an estoppel agreement concerning those affordable housing units, which says that you are unaware of any violation of our regulatory agreement, which requires that those 84 units be treated in a certain way. And by signing this, you are telling our buyer just that you're not aware that there's any violation or any problem with the development agreement. The third document is actually an assignment of that regulatory agreement. The regulatory agreement is recorded on the land record, but right now it runs in favor of Riverbridge North, our company, and it needs to run in favor of NRP Group, or actually what they've done is they've created a subsidiary that they call Riverbridge Apartments LLC. So the recorded regulatory agreement, which is signed by the town, us, and the Department of Housing and Community Development at the state, needs to be assigned to the company purchasing Lot 10A and the company that's going to actually develop those apartments. So those are the three documents that we're asking you to sign tonight. I understand that they've been reviewed and approved by town council. There's a fourth that doesn't need to be signed by you. It does need to be signed by the Conservation Commission. It's also been approved by town council. That one says that the recorded conservation restriction, which covers 86 acres of the property we own, is also not in default, and there's no known problems with our compliance with that agreement. And I believe town council has already written to the Conservation Commission and said it's okay for you to sign that document. We are very happy to have reached this point. We constantly apologize for the fact that it has taken as long as it has for us to find a way to build the apartments. As you know, the original plan here was to get these apartments built so that the town would get credit for 84 affordable units, and that would put the town above the 10% minimum that is a target established by Chapter 40B. And we wanted to do that sooner, but just haven't been able to, and now we are able to. And in fact, the building inspector is here. He's been looking at the construction plans. We expect to close with NRP Group on Wednesday of next week. And once they are the owner, and once these documents go where they need to go, and once the building department has issued a building permit, Eloise Sauls can fill out paperwork with the state that will then qualify those 84 units. You don't have to wait for them to be built and occupied. As long as a building permit has been drawn, you can enter those on the what's called the SHI inventory. So we're happy to be here. Again, we apologize that this is taking longer than we thought. And if you have any questions on these documents, I can answer them, I hope.
Questions? No questions? Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve, sign the documents?
Motion to sign the documents.
Seconded?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Only one needs to be notarized. That's the
Right, it has
actual
the green tags on it.
assignment of the regulatory agreement, because that gets recorded on the land records.
Why don't
So,
I?
yeah, just divvy up the piles.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That is all those orange tags, all those pink tabs, all those blue tabs.
Mm-hmm. Georgia.
Mary, this set has the corrected version of the development agreement estoppel
Right.
with those two
That was
extra.
sent today.
Good,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep. You want to go through it and double check that?
I'll just take a quick peek. That was important to me because many parts of the development agreement have nothing to do with these two lots. And I wanted to make it very, very clear that we can modify our development agreement and we don't need to get the approval of the apartment company unless something specifically and directly impacts the apartment.
Just Peg.
Yep. You'll take all copies, I guess.
I will take all copies. These, believe it or not, even though it's Thanksgiving week, these will be overnighted to Cleveland, Ohio for signature and then Boston to go to the DHCD. And then I will return your set that will be signed by
And
you.
the green is for
The ones that need the green, yeah, the green.
notarized?
Those are for Eloise, I'll give them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Peer reviews our work, I like it.
What's that?
He peer reviews our work to make sure that we signed all the pages.
Only one, yeah, well, I am doing that too. There's an awful lot of people waiting for these, so I'd like to make sure we're good. Okay, this looks great.
And one just walked out the door.
Well, she's just gonna get the seal.
Get the stamp,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
Some construction will begin, but not the actual foundations until the spring. Because we don't have public water service in town, every building or group of buildings has to have its own fire suppression system. So for the hotel and the daycare center, we've already built underground cisterns so that if a fire needed to be fought, that's a separate water system from the drinking water. So what you will see starting to happen behind the liquor store is a lot of earth being moved around while very large cisterns are put in the ground to provide the fire suppression system for the apartment buildings. But no foundations until the spring.
Okay. Is there anything else going on at
Well, we
Riverbridge?
hope to open the hotel by January 15th. I don't know when we will try to schedule a ribbon cutting, but we'll invite you to celebrate that with us when it happens.
Great.
It'll be in February.
Will it be in February? Okay, good.
When it's warm.
Inside, right?
It'll all
We'll
be
try to be
inside.
inside.
It'll all be inside.
That's
If it's a cold night, we'll have valet parking. They're talking about doing it in the evening. I'm not sure whether that's really going to happen.
Okay.
But this year, as you know, Matt and I were just in the trailer reflecting back, we opened Boundless Adventures, we finished the waterworks systems. The hotel will open just after the end of this year, and we've conveyed the biggest piece, which is the apartments, and built our cafe and liquor store building. So it was a good year for Riverbridge.
And people have figured out how to drive around the Rotary to get into your
It's a-
place for
yes,
coffee.
Yeah.
Don't touch my candy bar.
Walk.
There's only one.
You can split it.
No.
You're mean.
It was your birthday and you had two. Is that me, am I shedding?
No, I think it's me.
Uh-huh. Thanks for flipping the pages. You're an excellent page flipper.
I did that in a prior life. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
I guess she's going to go notarize them?
Yeah, I saw Eloise walk out too.
Okay.
Would you like to move on to your next matter before?
We got a couple minutes, actually.
Okay. I see the amount of work you have.
Oh, those are the warrants for this week.
Oh, are
Those
they?
are bills.
Yeah.
We just signed them.
We have a town accountant who works very hard to put those packages together for
Yeah,
us.
I'm sure.
Okay, if you want to go by Ellie's, she's still signing away and everything, filling in everybody's names.
All right. Mary, thank you for all of your help on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you. You
Feel
too.
better?
Thank you.
He's sick. That one.
Yeah? No.
Thank you.
Liz, do you want to come up and be introduced to the board? This is Lisa Wasaki.
Nice to meet you,
Liz
Lisa.
Valerio. This is Peg Stone.
Nice to meet you. Okay. Lisa.
So, our next appointment is concerning the building inspector work schedule.
Good evening.
Hi.
How you doing?
Are you the building?
I am.
Liz Valerio, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And where are you from?
I'm from my law firm, Valerio, Dominello, and Hillman.
Oh. Okay.
Westford is where your office is, right?
Westwood, yes.
Westwood.
Yes. Westwood Dedham line.
I could have picked you up. I work in Norwood.
Before we start, I would like to say that the board did not decide to invite Liz. Chris decided to invite Liz and simply let us know on Friday. I think this was very unnecessary to have you here.
It was
That's-
not just a decision, well, let's put it this way, it was an executive decision made by myself. I did speak with Peg because...
Which is not okay, because I was not informed, I was not consulted. That is not okay.
No, you're right. But when Joe said that he was bringing legal counsel, I contacted
Not
our
okay, and
legal
had you talked to me, I
counsel.
would have said I felt it was strongly unnecessary. Your relationship may be broken there, but I have very good contact and would have been happy to tell you that Joe was caving on everything and we did not need to have legal in the room.
Okay.
And we have now spent a whole bunch of money that we did not need to spend.
Well, just so you know, I only charge for the time I'm here, not for travel time. So if it's a 5 minutes, you get charged for 5 minutes.
Okay.
If you'd like me to leave, I'm happy to do so, but I'm already here. If I can be of assistance, I'm happy to try to provide it.
Well, there may be some questions.
Okay.
I would like to have a vote on that, please.
Make a motion.
I would motion to let the legal counsel go home.
Hearing no second. We'll move on. So there's been some confusion over the building inspector hours, and I believe that both of you have gotten the information that Liz shared with us on the fact that we are his appointing authority and have the right to dictate the hours that he will work for the town of Berlin. And we wanted to do this in the best interest of the people who live in Berlin, the residents who come in looking for the building inspector, and the construction people, and so on. So, I don't know whether anything else really needs to be said, unless anything you want to clarify, Liz.
No, I think that sums it up. I think you should decide for the what is in the best interest of the town, for what hours you want the operation of the building department. I did notice if the office is in this building, when I walked in, that the public can only access it starting at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So that may be a problem with the 5 a.m. projected start
That's not the
time.
listed hours right now. The listed hours are 6:30 to 2:30, and they have been for a couple weeks now.
It couldn't have been a couple of weeks.
An
But
email
anyway,
went through, it went to the
I'm not gonna
webmaster, it's
argue
on the
with you.
website.
So, I don't know, you had looked into
I did, I had
hours
looked in,
of,
I did, just to get an idea, because you had asked in one of your emails to look for some information on this, so I just Googled towns around us, because it was the best that I could do. Town of Northborough, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 to 4, Tuesday, 8 to 7, Friday, 7 to noon, Marlboro, 8:30 to 7, Tuesday, Friday, 8:30 to 5, Clinton, Clinton, 8 to 4, Monday through Friday, and I even checked out Norwood as well, that's where I work, 8 to 4, Monday through Friday, Acton, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
My
Yeah.
guess is, though, that you also have somebody in there who's taking calls that's not necessarily the building inspector.
And that's what a lot of them, it just said building inspector, so it didn't
building
say,
inspector or
It-
building
it's-
inspector's office.
some said just building inspector.
Because a lot of what I saw was just for the building inspector, it was like 8 to 9, where they guaranteed to be in the office, because part of that job is to be out of the office doing inspections.
Right. I also have Bolton, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 to 2:30, Tuesday, 9 to 4. Did you say Hudson?
No, yes.
Okay, 8 to 4:30. Boylston's Monday through Thursday, 8 to 2. Monday evening, 6 to 8.
My understanding is we routinely have contractors in here at 7.
Well, I'm going to throw out a suggestion of 8 a.m. to 4:30 on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 a.m. to 2:30, and 5 to 7 on Wednesday, and have window hours from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and 5 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday.
I think that's incredibly complicated.
Well, it really isn't. It's just Wednesday is different because because then it gives a chance to have some window hours from 5 to 7. And by window hours, I mean like no inspection scheduled except in an emergency.
So Monday,
Monday,
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday,
8 AM to 4:30,
Wednesday,
8 AM to 2:30,
And then a late
5
shift.
to 7.
So when contractors come in here and want somebody at 7,
They'll have to wait till 8.
so this is supposed to be about our customers, yet we're making it inconvenient for our
I
contractors.
did contact several people who are in construction, and I suggested 8 to 4 or 4:30, and they said that that was fine.
And what are the total hours tally up to?
40. Well, it gives you half an hour lunch,
I never take a half-hour lunch.
okay? Is that,
So people are, after they work 60 hours, the state law under Chapter 149 requires that we provide a 30-minute meal break. It does not have to be a paid break, but it does need to be a 30-minute meal break.
after how many hours? Sorry.
If you're regularly scheduled to work 6 or more hours a day.
Oh, 6 or more. Sorry, I thought you said 60.
No, 6 or more.
Sorry.
He's salaried. He is
Yeah,
not
but
hourly.
it's still the idea that we have,
So do I shut the office down for the half hour to eat a sandwich?
I guess that's up to you. You don't have to, I mean, the window hours wouldn't be around that time anyway.
No, I understand that. I'm just trying to figure out, you have me labeled for more than 40 hours. The 6:30 to 2:30, and I'm just gonna show you the reasoning why I did that. Is because I have contractors that are asking for me to go and do an inspection before they can pour concrete at 7 o'clock.
Mhm.
And if they don't pass their inspection, then usually they will hold off the concrete pour for 7 o'clock. Typically, contractors work from 7 to 3:30. The last half hour, 3 to 3:30, is usually cleanup time. That's usually when they're asking me to come out there and do a final inspection for them for installation so that they can be set up for the next day, or come in early in the morning and do that. If you want me here at 8 o'clock in the morning, that is not a problem. I will be in here at 8 o'clock in the morning. If those are the hours you want me to work, then I will work those hours.
Is it always 7? I don't know what a concrete pour is, but is it always 7 o'clock? It's like you have to do it at a certain time?
It's not that you need to do it at a certain time, but if somebody's building a house and they need to pour a foundation, they
You
want
won't
to
get
pour it
it.
early in the morning so that it gets time to set up, so that the next day they can start framing and backfilling and everything else. That's typical industry standard.
Okay, thanks. I have no idea. Appreciate it.
Is there any other?
How many hours are you expecting me to be in the office?
Well, I would assume you'd be in the office unless you have inspections or window hours.
My
Window
job-
hours, you would be in the
Well,
office.
right, for window hours, yes. My job varies considerably day to day with the workload, so I'm in and out of the office constantly. If you need me at a window for 2 hours, whether somebody comes in or not, I'll sit there for 2 hours and wait for somebody to come in. I'll try to get paperwork done. My experience being here, I usually come in very early in the morning to get paperwork and plan review done. It's indirect customer service, allows me to get caught up. I've never worked just a 40-hour work week or an 8-hour day. But if you want to list me to that, that's fine, and that's what I will work. Just for a reference, point of reference, last Wednesday I worked a 17-hour day. I ate on the move. These are things that need to be done in my office, not necessarily sitting behind my desk.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to make sure that you're aware that if somebody comes in and says the building inspector's not here, and even though I'm out doing my job, I just don't want to have the complaints of building inspector wasn't here at 7, the building's open at 7. He's usually here early so I can talk to him and get some things done.
Does anybody else have any questions? We talked about, I think, a spreadsheet of hours back when we'd had a previous meeting with you. Are you keeping track?
Yeah, so I keep track of all my sick and personal time and everything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and comp time. And as of just recently, I started doing the actual hours in, hours out, comp time achieved, and sick time and all that used.
Okay. I recommend that you continue that.
Can I ask a question? if we find that your 8 o'clock hours don't work and people are saying, hey, I need to get in the building, I need to get here early, can we kind of like reserve the right to revisit these hours if there's a defined need? Because I don't want to
Yes.
hinder you, I don't want to hinder the folks that need
Right.
you, so,
I
Yes?
guess my feeling is you already have people who are there and expecting him at 7, and he's there, and we're looking at taking that away.
so how many, and I'm sorry, I don't mean this to sound like the Spanish Inquisition, I'm just trying to get information. How many people now need you to come out and do like pours, and do you see that increasing with the apartments going up?
I have several a week. We have a lot of building in this town right now.
And these are already set schedules, or set, hey, I'll be by?
They come in. I ask people give me 24-hour advance notice to set up an inspection. I just want people to understand too is when I'm out of the office doesn't necessarily mean I'm out just doing an inspection. Sometimes I'm doing zoning enforcement, following up on complaints and things of that nature.
Suggestions?
I didn't have a problem with the 6:30 to 2:30.
The building isn't open at 6:30.
There are things that all of us do, whether it's catching up on emails or doing paperwork,
There's-
that require a little bit of time before the day starts. That's a half an hour to get that done.
So I have 2 comments.
Mhm.
One, when do these hours start? Effective immediately?
Yeah. I mean, that'd be my suggestion.
What do you have lined up, though?
Like for example, tomorrow I'm out of the office for most of the day for meetings with associations that I have, and then I have some inspections and trainings in the afternoon. That's what's difficult as well. I mean, if you're putting me in the office at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday or a Tuesday, I won't be here, and it's because I have obligations at training that I need to keep up my license, and my trainings go from 8 to noon most often. Tuesdays and Wednesdays and things
So-
like that. The 6:30 to 2:30 that I gave is just a general 8 hours, Monday to Friday. That's 40 hours. I have never worked just 40 hours. Sometimes I come in at 5 o'clock, and I may still continue to come in at 5 o'clock because I need to get paperwork done.
Mhm.
I've never just left here at 1 o'clock. I just gave you a general overview of these are hours. You want 40 hours on paper, these are 40 hours. And that's what I was doing. I don't know what to say other than I'm working well beyond that.
We need to have some time when we know that you'll be in the office for window hours.
Okay, so we can...
Do you have a suggestion?
My suggestion would be afternoons. Usually the morning is jam-packed. I can do from like say 1 to 3 in the afternoon is a reasonable time. It's usually slower in the morning for inspections, and it gives people the time to come in and see me. If for whatever reason somebody needs to see me sooner or somebody needs to see me later, I've always told people that they can just make a appointment with me. I've been more than amenable to meet with anybody, whether it be on-site or off-site. Just send me an email so I can put it on my schedule. I don't want anybody to show up and miss seeing me. Customer service is like #1 to me. And right now, if you look at the office prior to doing this, if you look at the way it's set up, the office is open Monday through Thursday, 8 to noon for office hours. And that's not necessarily my office hours. That's just because Leanne is physically in the building between Monday and Thursday, 8 to noon. It's very difficult for me to pinpoint that I'm going to be sitting in that chair at any given point during the day because I don't know. My day varies so much. I don't know how busy I'm going to be from day to day. So some days, like today, I came in, I was able to spend 4 hours in the office because I had 3 inspections that were on for today, got canceled and moved out to other days, partly because of Thanksgiving and partly because they weren't ready. So I got caught up on the budget stuff, but I was still dealing with customers coming in. It's days like that where I can help people then. I've never tried to make this difficult. I just tried to give you a window of an 8-hour day. But
I
I've
think we
never...
need to do more, I mean, I'm suggesting that we need to have some hours designated as window time.
And we
And we
can-
need to do, you know, and I asked for a suggestion for window time. I don't know that 1 to 3 is gonna help the people after work, and I also don't know whether the construction people who come in early in the morning is gonna be helpful at 1 to 3.
So I could split up a couple of days, saying that because I do want to have some time where I'm with Leanne,
Right.
because I don't think it's fair to her.
Right,
So if I was in, say, 9 to 11 in the mornings
for window hours.
for window hours,
Mhm.
then I'm here with her, I can assist her, and people can come in 9 to 11,
Okay,
who are contractors. Then if we schedule something in the evening, say a 5 to 7 window,
mm-hmm,
okay, that allows people to come in, and I would say typically a Wednesday would be good for that, because I always have
what I picked.
ZBA and meetings
Right.
that evening.
Right.
So I could just carry that through.
mm-hmm.
And then, again, I mean, I have no problem like doing these types of hours. It's just, I'm just trying to give the 6:30 to 2:30 as a general, you need 8 hours on the book. This is when I'm here, but like I said, I'm usually amenable to whatever. I think if we get too complex in the different types of schedules, people that need it early in the morning and people that need it late in the evening are going to miss out somewhere, and I don't want to miss anybody. Customer service is very big on me. I've always been strong on that. And, you know...
Well, there have been people that have looked for you, and I don't know what to tell them when they call me at home even.
And I understand. I understand what happened in the past. I'm no longer working in any other community. I'm working strictly for Berlin.
Okay?
So all of my time is dedicated to this town.
Have you ever refused to make an appointment when somebody has called you?
No, never. If
So
anybody...
that seems to me the answer to give would be call and make an appointment.
It's kind of hard to get a hold of someone, though.
It's
I don't
not
think that-
really. I have never had trouble getting a hold of Joe.
I would say, Chris, to this, if they come in the morning, right, and it's an off day that I don't have window hours that morning, but they see Leanne, they could say to Leanne, he's not in right now. You know, Leanne could say, he's not in right now.
Mhm.
If you would like to make an appointment, we can schedule one right now. He can come in, because even if it's a day where it's a 6:30 to 2:30 setup, and I didn't have morning hours or whatever, she could say, he'll meet you here at 5 o'clock if that's more convenient for you. I work for the community. So if it's more
Mhm.
beneficial for them to come in and see me after they get out of work at 5 or 6 o'clock after dinner, all they have to do is say that. And, you know, I'm willing to help.
Window hours, I think, need to be clear on your
Okay.
door. And unless there's an emergency, you need to be there.
So do you want to do the Wednesday from 5 to 7 for
In the
evening
evening?
for evening window hours?
That's what I had here.
Okay, and then Tuesdays, not Tuesdays, Thursdays for 9 to 11, and Mondays 9 to 11.
Well, I was suggesting that each day you have some window hours, except
for
Wednesday when it's in the evening.
Okay. Okay, can my window hours alternate, I guess, in times? Because like I was expressing, I take classes and training in order to keep my license.
Is that ongoing
Yeah, I go to monthly meetings.
monthly meetings?
Yeah, so like tomorrow, for example, I won't be here until maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because I have to go in for a training,
Mhm.
and that's a 5-hour training. So if my start time is 8 o'clock, and I have to be there for 7, then I'm not gonna be in until it's over, which is 1 o'clock. I get continuing education credits for this, and it helps me keep my license. I have another one next week that is in the morning, that goes till 1 o'clock. And then there's one on Wednesday that goes from noon to 3. So when I come back, I can be here for the 5 to 7. But if you're asking me to be here between 10 and noon, or 9 and 11, you're gonna take away from my training, where...
No, I was saying 8 to, what did I say, 8 to 10.
Right, so I guess what I'm saying is,
Class.
right, that's my
Right.
morning window.
Yeah.
For me, and again, I apologize for the questions, any given week, could you like map out your schedule?
It's difficult, but I can do my best.
Well, say, let's just use last, and I'm just trying to like get an idea. So last week, for example.
Last week. So, all right, so last week was Monday, was a holiday.
Sorry.
And
Start Tuesday.
Tuesday, I was out with a sick child.
Okay,
then-
maybe the week before.
And then Wednesday.
No,
and
what
then
I'm trying to do is
Wednesday-
just get an idea of like when you're doing your inspections and when you have classes and when you have appointments, just to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the community.
Mm-hmm.
We're giving you the opportunity to do your training, because
Yeah.
obviously we need you licensed and certified. That's kind of silly if we don't. And I don't want you working 17 hours a day, Joe. That's, insert any job. That's insane.
I understand that, but like that day, I came in at 5 a.m. I did work that was quiet time before anybody came in, and it's not face-to-face customer service, it's indirect customer service, where I'm able to do the plan review and the paperwork. I'm not saying that 5 o'clock needs to be my start time. It just worked out well for me. 7 o'clock, that phone starts ringing, people are coming, I had a bunch of inspections. I went out, I did those inspections, I got into meetings, more paperwork. Next thing I know, okay, it's meeting time, I'm here for the meeting. Well, 17 hours, man, zipped by real fast. Sometimes I don't have that, like that half hour to sit down and just say, "Phew, all right, I'm gonna have my turkey sandwich now." I don't have that time. I grab a bite on the run. Sometimes it's a protein shake, but it is the best I can do sometimes. The following day, I came in to see what would work out, and I came in on an 8 o'clock morning start, and I had already had complaints that I had not made it in. Today I came in at 8 o'clock to see where we're at. People were already waiting for me. I'm testing out different designs to see what works and what doesn't work, and I've logged these hours in, and I have them listed. And to say that I'm going to have a day where I have 15 inspections in the morning is possible. But it depends on the time of year. Right now, I'm trying to finish up the 304 liquor license. In order to do a 304 liquor license, I need to get into a restaurant prior to them opening. So between 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning is prime to get in there. And then I have 110. You see what I'm saying?
I do. I'm just trying, as I said, we want some consistency with the hours. We want to make sure that we take care of the peeps in town. I don't want you coming in at 8 and having a line 8 deep. That, we need to get the communication out, because if somebody's coming up the stairs at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning waiting for you, and you come in at 8, doesn't do anybody any good. You're going to have a rather upset client, which you don't want. So I guess I'm just trying to figure out a compromise for you being here, for people to get you. Whether it's you, I need you to come do an inspection. Whether it's you, I need you to be here so I can talk to you.
Well, I think you
It
first
seems
have to
that-
think about the needs of the people in town.
Oh, agreed,
Yeah.
agreed, and that's why I'm saying,
But if you can make a phone call at any time and make an appointment, I'm not sure how we're not meeting the needs of the community.
The people who come looking for him without making the phone
Who
call,
are these people?
the people who are accosting the accountant or
Well, that's
Mary
because
or...
they walk in here hoping to catch him, and they're the first ones there. But if you're smart, you make a phone call before you go.
Well, I can't speak for people, but,
Yeah,
it
and
does seem
it's-
as though
it's still,
there's been
these
some people looking
people-
for him.
How many? I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. You have somebody who makes appointments all over the day for inspections, and you're actually making it worse by pinning down hours, because then he can't be out and accommodate somebody who wants an inspection at that time.
If they call ahead and they want to make an inspection for 7 o'clock, then I guess he could accommodate them if he'd like.
So then then this doesn't make sense at all. I don't see where this makes sense.
Well, we're just trying to accommodate the people in town the best hours possible.
Well, pretty much they can call Joe and make an appointment to get an inspection pretty much any hour they want, right?
That's correct.
That's during, 7 to probably 7 at night. That seems like a pretty broad window for our customers.
Suggestions? I made mine, but they are not written in stone. If we can work on something that we can work out.
I am more than willing to work on developing a schedule that is, one, realistic, that I can do my job and do it well for people, and two, accommodate the needs of everybody in town. And as you all know, I am available 24/7 anyway for emergencies. I mean, if I get a call in the middle of the night for a fire or structure collapse or something like that, I'm here. So that's the nature of my job. It has always been that way in every community in which I've worked. The inspections are usually scheduled, like I said, 24 hours in advance. And the way they're scheduled isn't so much around whether I have a window hour or not. It's around what's convenient for that contractor or that homeowner that's done the project. They say, listen, it's my lunch break. I can be here for 11 o'clock. I need you here at 11 o'clock to do my inspection. And I say, okay, I'll accommodate that and I'll be there.
That's fine, but I do think we need some window hours too.
I don't disagree with that. I don't
And
disagree.
we need to
I
have
can't
them.
agree with that, because I'm not sure I do.
Most places do have
I'm
window
not- I'm-
hours for building inspectors.
Yeah, most places have more than one inspector. Most places have
No,
an admin
not
that
the
is
ones I
there.
don't think that we've just talked about. It
And if
makes
they
it
are-
more convenient for the customer the resident, can look up online and say, oh, he's there from 8 to 10, and be able to just come in.
Yeah, I think if you look at our website in particular, which I was looking at today, it says building inspector is 6 to 2:30, right? Well, that probably gives the impression that I am in my office, planted in my seat from 6:30 to 2:30.
Right.
Unfortunately, due to the nature of my job and me
Right.
being the only one, it's not that way. So I think we need to be able to advertise some clarity as to what. And I don't know. We had mentioned before about getting a phone for the office, a cellular phone that I can give out, that I would put on to make it easier for people to
Right.
get in touch with me that way as well. So that's
I
something
mean,
I'm
no
looking
one
into.
else has your phone number for your cell currently.
Right.
So, it would be easier. And
Yeah.
yes, I think we need to talk about that.
Yeah, I actually had reached out. I talked to Chief Galvin, and he set me up with the individual that does fire and EMS and everything. So we're going to meet later on this week.
Get
I
some
think-
proposals for budget?
Yeah, I'm going to put it into the budget for
Mhm.
next fiscal year, yes.
Good.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that, because you need to be able to be reached, and it is
Yeah.
very difficult, when you're not in the office even Leanne probably would appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, Leanne has my
I'm
phone.
sure
Yeah, she
Leanne
has
can
your
contact
home.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yes, I agree.
yeah.
And like I said, I know I need to be accessible for not only the townspeople and the individuals that I work with and work for,
Mhm.
but also for the community. And I'm doing my best, that I can do.
Okay, well, I think we do need to pick some hours for when you're going to be there,
Mhm.
regular times.
Do you know your training schedule like a year out? I know it's probably like a wild guess,
Yeah, so.
or at least 6 months out.
So, yeah, it's been the same for years. It's every third Tuesday in the morning,
Okay.
every fourth Tuesday in the morning, and every fourth Wednesday in the afternoon. And then if there's special trainings that I have to go to,
Okay.
like I did October, I did a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday out in UMass Amherst for a conference. Those are typical beginning of October. And then there's some random ones that pop up, like on November 29th, I have an all-day training. The ones that I talk about on the 2 Tuesdays and that Wednesday, those are monthly meetings with trainings year-round. But they don't allow for enough credits to maintain my license. So I have to seek other classes and so forth.
I mean, because that's definitely gonna impact his hours. His listed hours, I mean, if you're going every, and I just stopped writing, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for a certain time, I don't think that you can advertise on the board that he's gonna be ready, available from X time to X time when he's 4 towns away sitting in a class. So that's why it would be kinda nice if you could forecast your time, because, you know, to Lisa's point, I don't want hours all over the place, because people are just gonna give up and say, screw it, I'll just show up when I can and hope to get them.
And I don't want that either.
Right, and you want continuity,
Mhm.
and, you know, but you wanna make it available enough where if he's got a 7 o'clock gig and he's got a couple times lined up, that you can't pull those times now to be fair to your customers. So I'm like swinging all over the place in my head as to what to do. I like the idea of a late shift. Some people may need you for a late shift.
The previous building inspector did have
Yeah.
a
But
few
the
evening
previous-
hours.
What did the previous building inspector have for hours? Because my
Window
understanding
hours.
was Larry, he was very difficult to get a hold of.
Window
Very
hours,
difficult.
there were some regular window hours.
My concern,
And
though.
there's exceptions to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my concern too on
To
the
them.
window hours, you know, like up on Wednesday, if he's staying late from 5 to 7, I don't want him here at 8 o'clock in the morning. I mean, there needs to be some accommodation for that. I mean, what's he gonna do for 2 hours? 3 hours? I mean, so it's, I wanna come up with a schedule, I really, really do, but I think we need some more information from you as to, here's my class schedule, here's my meeting schedule, here's the items that I already have lined up and ready to go, say like over the next month, for us to make a true and fair decision on time.
Now, that is things, those are the things which you're requesting I can do with things that are set in motion weeks in advance, or you know, if you want me to, if, like right now, I don't have anything on Wednesday for inspections. Not to say that I haven't checked my calendar now, or tomorrow, people don't say, the holiday's coming on Thursday, I
need you in here.
Next thing I know, I have 10 inspections. That's difficult for me to forecast.
I understand that. No,
Can
it-
you work the inspections around the window hours? Can you?
Isn't
Can
that the
you?
point to do inspections? Isn't
I'm
that the
sorry?
point here to do inspections? I mean,
And to
that's-
accommodate the people who come in looking for him for questions.
I mean, I guess anything's possible. I mean, when I worked in the city of Worcester, we came in for 8 o'clock. We were window hours from 8 to 9. We went out on the road, and then the hours were from 4 to 4:30 was my other window hour. So
Okay.
you had me for an hour and a half out of the day, first and ending of the day. And that was it. Every town is different and unique,
Mm-hmm.
and it depends on the level of work and their staffing. You know.
Well, why don't I make this suggestion? You are asking for the, like a pattern to his meetings and his education. Could you sit down with Leanne and come up with something where she's gonna feel comfortable too? And get back to us.
Yeah, I guess we were talking about it today, so sure.
I mean, I'm not asking for like a big whiteboard, Joe, and rolls and scads of paper, but just something that
Just
you
something
can
that,
drop in a 5 by something table in Word, just to say my Monday class, you know, Monday class is perp, Tuesday class is perp.
or even just if you can work out the hours with Leanne, something that she's comfortable with, because I know that she would appreciate you being there some of the time when she is there,
Right.
from 9 to 12.
Yeah, and I've talked to her about that, and I'm on the same page with her as that.
Mhm.
We discussed that today.
I
So,
know that she would like to see some window hours.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Make a suggestion,
Yes.
since you have such a sort of different, every week has something in it, whether it's a class or a training or something like that, that it's hard to have exactly the same schedule every week. So you could post a monthly schedule so that that way it's clear that what you might be able to do on the first Tuesday will not be available on the third and the fourth Tuesday. That may be a way to do it, because if you look at it in just a single week,
Right.
it may be too short of a period of time to be able to do it. But if it's out there, people, if they go on the website, they can see it, they'll know.
I can do that.
Guess we're gonna get you a whiteboard for your door.
As long as nobody erases it, we'll be fine. So, yeah, I can do the monthly and block it up. Like I said, typically those dates are the third Tuesday, the fourth Tuesday, fourth Wednesday. Those are pretty much staples year round.
I mean,
It's the
that's
other
it.
things that come into play.
I mean, Joe, we can only work with what we have for your time out of the office, for your time that you need to be out of the office to do your stuff. And we'll wiggle in a late shift, we'll wiggle in, during the day. But as you say, you very well could have a window hour and somebody calls you and out you go. So, but I like the idea of a cell phone very
Mhm.
much, for that.
Okay, so we got a deal?
Doing the best I can. I will try to gather that information for you and
I appreciate it.
And come back to all of us too, Joe, talk to all of us, and we'll just map it out, we'll just clear the table of the pumpkins and the name signs, and we'll just like draw it all out and figure it out what works. We'll write in pencil so we can erase
all right.
and just do it that way. This way, we're good with your hours, peeps in town are good with your hours, you're good with your hours, we're not working you to the death for 17 hours. Please don't do that again.
Sometimes the work just has to get
Oh,
done.
and believe me, in the industry that I'm in, I get it. But I would rather see that. I would not rather see that as the norm, and it's just the unusual circumstance that pops up because it's a nasty day. Because we are concerned about your safety. 17 hours, I don't know if I could stay awake that long, so.
Okay, can I propose, first let me ask, do we have a shared calendar as of yet that I could post, like a monthly, here's my monthly calendar, this is what it looks like as of right now? Now, there's certain things that are set in date, such as those training dates and those meeting dates and things like that. Those don't move unless of a holiday or something, we gotta rearrange something. Other than that, they're pretty set in stone. But the other things that do fluctuate on those calendars are inspections throughout the days, whether they come and go, meetings, and we're still weekly training on view permit, which we should be going live in a couple weeks, which would be nice. But we still have that training window for that as well. They just switched that to 9 o'clock in the morning. So, I will be there, and that's it's tomorrow, but no, not tomorrow, Wednesday at 9 o'clock. So that's every Wednesday, 9 o'clock, weekly. Like those are gonna be set in stone, set in place. The things that, like I said, that fluctuate the most are any meetings that come up or any inspections that come up. I'm willing, if one of you or all three of you would like to sit down week to week, and I can show you a layout of like what the upcoming week looks like. I'm just trying to think of the best way to show you.
I'd rather
Everybody
come to a
has-
meeting at least once,
No,
the first time.
Yeah, I know. I mean, do you want
Right.
to do it like come to a selectmen's meeting and I lay it out, or how do you want to do it?
You have to.
Okay.
Everybody has Google Calendar. You can have multiple Google Calendars. You can share them with whoever you want who is within town offices and even outside.
Okay.
If you need help with that, I'm happy to show you how to do that.
Okay, that would be helpful. And then once we're all looking at it, we can group together and take printouts. Does that work?
Yeah, I mean, we're not here to micromanage you, Joe. God forbid. I'm not a micromanager parent, and I'm certainly not a micromanager in my normal day job during Monday through Friday. It's just for all of us to have an opportunity to get on the same page and work together and not at. That's all.
Okay.
Professionally,
Professional.
thank you.
I appreciate it.
Can I ask a quick
You're
question?
gonna make me stand up.
This is
No, I'll come to you.
So what are his hours?
December
Thank you.
5th. I have some.
Like, so I'm just, I know you're
really?
gonna meet again, I understand
Nice.
that, but like, planning for childcare and things like that, like, so tomorrow and till you meet again, what are his hours?
Regular.
Come in at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
For tomorrow, sure.
Well,
If
Well,
you can-
I won't be, I have to go to training,
Yeah.
but
I
Right.
would say stick with what you've been doing for now
I-
until we look at
I
what.
would not
Is that
like
not what we
6:30.
decided, Peg? That we would,
I would like to look.
But 6:30 when there's,
well, 6:30, you got a half an hour before people start
7.
coming in. I don't think that's unreasonable.
7.
Can we compromise
The
and do
building is
7?
open at 7.
So can we compromise and do 7? Because
Yeah.
I mean, again, to your point, unpack.
Hi, I'm Katie. I just
Okay.
have to make sure I have someone, my son has special needs and the bus has to have an adult transaction. I'm just trying to make sure we're okay on the home runs.
See, and that's part of it too, that you need to take into consideration on that. I know. Again, I wanna be fair,
Why don't we
Wanna
start
be
this
fair.
next week?
next week.
Let's start this next
Well-
week.
I don't think we start anything until we talk about a schedule.
Monday night.
Next
How's
Monday.
that?
Is that gonna be enough time to get things together?
Even
Yeah,
if it's
I
just
can-
like your
Okay.
trainings.
I can give you a preliminary, what I'll do is I'll give you the set days that I normally have. I'll do November and December, and I'll show you what days I have trainings and meetings that I already know are set in place that are not going anywhere. So at least you can see that. And then maybe we can work as a group and try to formulate something off of that.
No, we will work as a group.
Yes. That is,
Suggestions, Liz?
Only that you put it on your agenda
Yes.
for your next open meeting, so that way you can discuss it.
Yep.
I won't be planning
And
to
then we'll
attend
just
it.
have you come back, Joe. I'm not gonna meet with you once a month. You're a good guy, but I'm sorry, I'm not meeting with you, every week to go over your calendar. No. You want my open enrollment job, you're more than welcome to have it. But no, if we can meet once a month with a calendar so that we can look at the hours and make sure all is good and weigh
You can
people who
email
need to
us.
find you.
I just have to say too, that we do not scrutinize any other employee in this building to this extent.
Not that, unless
Nobody
we've
in
had
this
an
building.
issue. You're right.
This is crazy.
Okay.
And just one last, will town council be here from now on? Should we have our
No,
council present as well?
No.
no.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liz.
thank you. If I don't see you, have a good Thanksgiving.
Happy
You too.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Joe.
Liz, this is Claire, and this is Dave.
Hi, Dave.
I thought maybe you'd
Sure, I'd like to meet them in.
Yeah, thanks.
Do any of us have to go?
No, not right now.
Because he can't go, can he?
Well, she'll tell him so.
I understand.
Moving on. We have no meeting minutes, correct?
There are 3 sets there, but they were not been sent to the board, so no.
Okay. So we will look
Hold that,
at
please.
those at the next meeting,
Yes.
10:10.
I will email those today.
10, you did?
No, I will email
You will
those
email
today.
them?
Yep.
Yeah. 10:10, 10:05, and 11:13.
Well, I just took your meeting minutes from last week and turned them into minutes, your notes.
Okay. We have a common victualers license for Nickels and Dimes DBA Tilt Studio. You'll find my pen.
There's 3 for them in total.
It's right here.
Motion to approve the 3 licenses.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Is that the stuff on the first floor in the mall?
Down low? Yeah.
The
Down by Sears?
amusement, like the inside amusement?
Yes.
Okay. I never knew what it was called.
Tilt Studios.
Tell your kid where it is.
Hmm?
Have to tell the little one where it is.
He's too old.
He can still have fun, I do.
He goes to Dave and Buster's.
He can still go there. Spend less money.
Food's better.
Right. All right, I think did we do the Verk Golf?
No.
Beer and wine package store.
Central Street.
Wait a minute.
Want me to- Sorry, I didn't mean to shock you there.
Oh, Golf has a beer and wine package store.
Here we are.
Yes.
All right. So I hear a motion to approve the beer and wine package store license for Verk.
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is that one towards 495?
Yep, where the Dunkin' Donuts is.
Right.
Oh. See, I think that's Hudson.
Not yet. Nope.
Okay.
All right, the next thing on the agenda is the administrative secretary job description. Got both of your comments. I don't know, do you want to go over?
Line by line, not really.
Some of them I didn't have any problem with whatsoever. Some of them I just had questions or.
Okay.
Did you get a copy too?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know how to do these bullets. It's on the second page on mine. The one that says a majority of the board selectmen must approve requests that administrative secretary provide other administrative assistance for other town boards, committees, departments. And you're suggesting that we strike through?
Yeah.
How?
I just think there's sort of a common sense element to this. If it takes a ton of time, then you come to the board. If it's an easy thing to help with, then you just help.
So do we need to word it differently?
No, I don't think it even needs to be in there. I think that's just basic customer service. We are customer service facing.
Peg?
I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, you know your job. I mean, everything on my job description is certainly not written down. I would say if there's anything major that needs a decision, it comes back to us for a chat. But again, like Joe, not micromanaging that way. Certainly not micromanaging that way. I mean,
So if Mary has an issue with something that the board, one of the boards or committees or departments is
She
asking,
just brings it to us
Yeah.
and asks.
yeah.
okay,
Yep,
So we just cross that out,
yeah.
all right?
Which one are you striking off?
The bullet that says, "A majority of the Board of Selectmen must approve requests that administrative secretary provide other
Yep.
administrative
Gotcha.
assistance."
Okay.
Got it? And then I think 1, 2, 3, 4 bullets down. You'd like to strike out the assists in preparing the annual town report.
I think it was either redundant or it was somewhere else.
Mm,
It was up,
The top of the page.
it was in another place.
The top of page 2, and then it's repeated again.
Yeah, there's no reason to have it in there twice.
Are you sure? That was one?
Pretty sure if you're saying it's in there twice,
Well, it's in the first bullet on page 2, and it's in the sixth.
When I looked at it, I didn't think that was the comment that you made, and of course, you can't
Yeah,
see the
and-
comment now.
pretty sure that was it. It was just in 2 places.
Okay, so if it is in 2 places, I can
Get rid of
take it
one.
out.
Get rid of it.
Okay.
Not disputing that Mary helps with the annual town report.
Absolutely. It's going online.
So,
Well, it does. I mean, it was even last time it was out there. The minute we have it, the
People
warrant's on
download
it,
it.
goes
Yeah.
online.
So then there's I believe it's the next bullet, answers and follows up on inquiries and processes complaints from the public, town departments, town committees, and town officials regarding the provision of municipal services or personnel, resolving them or directing them to the proper department. Is that, that's part of her job. I don't remember what the comment was.
which one?
This one.
Okay, where are you at? What page?
7th bullet.
2.
Number 2.
Like 5 paragraphs down, maybe?
7th bullet on the 2nd page.
Answers and follows up on inquiries. I mean, again, isn't that,
What
That's-
I have is, I think this is adequately covered in the first paragraph, or the first bullet point.
Is
I
that
think
what your
it's I
comment
think it's
is?
redundant, yeah.
Not specific to complaints, but it's information.
yeah, I
It's-
mean, yeah.
It's just redundant.
Okay, so you guys are okay with
Yep,
strike
striking it
through?
out.
Okay. I'm just gonna put okay. I think I had a question about the page 3, the second bullet point. Does everybody have the same page as I do?
Page 3, the second bullet point?
Prepares
Third
the
bullet point?
annual Board of Selectmen draft budget.
That's the third bullet
And
point.
then, oh, it is, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then it said, you
I
have,
just said this seems like it would fall under June.
works with town
No.
accountant's office to resolve minor issues with Board of Selectmen appointed board committee department.
June doesn't draft
Budget.
the selectmen's budget. The
Well,
selectmen.
no, I
drafts.
have prepares annual BOS draft budget.
It's the
was
sentence
the
after that that she
sentence after
wanted
that.
to strike it out.
I don't, she asks me to resolve them if there are problems with it. That's fine, I don't,
Yeah, again, I mean, that's something that would have to come back to us. If June is saying take it out and we're saying no, put it in, or vice versa, then I would think that that's
the
our
keyword there's
decision.
minor issues,
Yeah,
nothing major.
Okay, so you're both good with that?
yeah.
There's like 7 cost centers that you have direct authority over, and that's the kind of stuff. But from time to time, there's little committee, I don't care if you don't want it to, it's just the minor stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
and again, as Lisa pointed out earlier, it's just kind of like the day-to-day stuff.
It is.
That you're
It's
doing.
nothing controversial,
Yeah.
it wouldn't,
It's nothing that is suddenly popping around the corner.
All right. I have on page 4, nature and purpose of contacts. I think this was just something that was generally in a lot of job descriptions.
Yeah, I just didn't think it was necessary.
Not even quite sure what it means.
Well, it's the whole paragraph she wants to,
Yeah.
you want to look at it?
Again, I mean, Mary's answering our questions, she's pointing people to where they need to go when we're not around. And she whizzes them back to us if it's something that she can't do, so again, it's
It
kind
is
of like
redundant.
day-to-day
I mean-
Okay.
normal stuff.
I don't even know where that came from, but
Yeah, it just seemed like
Boilerplate.
something that was randomly in there that should be put in there that didn't need to be in
it's another
there.
town style, I think, but
Okay, let's see.
And that's really all,
4,
that was the last one that was on mine.
6, yep, that's it. So do you want me to accept the changes and bring it back and we'll approve
Yep,
it?
That's fine.
Okay. That was pretty painless. All right.
Next one, mine.
Is it yours or is it Peter's?
Mine / Peter.
Yes.
So, here's my conundrum. I know that we wanted Peter to like drive it, for him to be the it guy. My concern is that if we don't put guidelines, just like, you know, make sure you check, he wants to go total, everything online, I'm thinking, you know, sometimes maybe a little packet is nice. I'm just concerned that he will go this way, and our expectations are that we want blah, blah, blah. I mean, there was no intent behind that. Again, it was just common ground, but I think I struck a nerve.
Yeah, well, I think when you give a volunteer a job, sometimes it may not turn out exactly the way you want it, but I think you kind of need to let them do it.
Okay.
Because if you don't, then they're not gonna wanna
I know.
do it.
I know.
And that's how volunteers are. That's just, if you don't allow them to have some sort of authority or way to go forward, then they're not gonna wanna do the job. And I wouldn't either.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with the basic, very basic suggestions. The only thing I would have suggested is that, like, what did you say here? Anything beyond the initial meeting.
I think he knows he needs to come to us for any
Yeah.
contracts or any, you know, I don't think Peter was
Okay.
planning on
So you
going
just
rogue. And
wanna-
if there's a problem, then we say, you know,
Come chat.
come chat. But until
Okay.
there's a problem, I mean, yeah.
All right.
Then
You've
get the
given somebody a
guidelines.
job, let them
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, then he gets the guidelines. Gets the
Yeah,
guidelines
well,
after he
that's
shows
right,
up.
You know,
Yeah, okay.
but,
All right.
you know, allow some space.
All right. Do we have a check-in? Like to say, go forth for 2 months, come back to us? Month?
He might want to like run by
I
whatever
suspect
package
that
he
you're
puts
going
together.
to be so tired of seeing what he puts forth that you're gonna, just a guess.
Don't show up at the dump. Don't
Well,
show
you
up
have
at the coffee
EDC, you
shop.
could just check in on him, right?
Yes,
Okay.
all
But
right.
yeah, let him.
Okay.
Let him do stuff. See how it goes, and then if there's a problem, you address it. But if there's not,
Okay.
let your volunteer do what they have to do.
All righty.
All right.
Oh, next one's mine too.
Next one's yours too.
So, all right, so we have 2 proposals. One's missing. We had some comments back from Chief Flanagan from Boylston. Because I had sent him the job description where it's
saw, yeah.
like 2013. I thought, you know, Joe, can
And he
you?
sent you this one, the Boylston one? Which was 04.
No, I sent him this. He sent me comments. It's in the email
Yeah.
that he wrote
oh,
back.
do you want me to print that? I only print out the proposal.
Oh, yeah, no, the email. So Joey gave back comments on, hey, you might want to think about this on the job description. And then we have these 2,
Mhm.
one from Badge Quest and one from Complete
And I think
Solutions Design Group.
Part of what they'll do too is tailor a job description, will they not, to what we need it to be?
Correct.
Well, hopefully, I mean, all I had was this, so I didn't see
Oh,
comments.
yeah, no, this is, no, yeah, it's in his email.
All right.
Um,
Oh,
So, I don't know what next steps are.
Well, I think we need to ask Mary about how RFP
What we do.
procurement, what the process is, and I think that's probably next, because I don't think we can.
Well,
What
we,
process?
Well,
Procurement?
well, this is probably gonna be around $20,000.
Yep, so three written, you have to seek out 3 written proposals.
Okay, I see
for
3.
So
prices.
we've
You've
sort of done this a little backwards. There's 3, but we need to do the RFP, right, and put it out there for,
No, you don't
No?
have to do an RFP for
We don't
this,
have to
it's
do an
under
RFP?
50 grand. You can do, it's
Oh,
goods and
50
services
grand.
between 10 and 50,000, so you could, wait a minute, it's not gonna be under 10.
it's not gonna be under 10.
Let me double check.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
it's
it had to
certainly
be
not
under
under
10.
yeah.
I thought it either had to be an RFP for overtime, but
Yeah,
that's why
kinda
we're
bad,
asking.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because so Badge Quest, because I did send them this, so that they had it, if
This
it's,
is the
that's the study
study, yep.
Yeah.
with all the comments. So Badge Quest is coming in 11 for the recruitment services, I'm just rounding up for easy math, 7 for assessment, and then background is 3, so you're looking at 21 rounded up. And then if you look at this one, the CSDG, it's on the last page. 15 for the recruitment process. Leadership team building training, we'd really need to flesh that one out, I'm not so keen on that one. Strategic planning, but per your guys' recommendation, I think it's this.
Yeah, they seem to think that needed to be fleshed out more and revisited or something. I
It's
don't know.
pretty detailed when you look at it. That one? I mean,
Is that, oh wait, is that the,
yeah, that's the one
is that
with,
the MRI
yeah,
Yeah.
study? Yeah. Oh,
where
I've
the
seen that a
blue
lot,
is,
yeah.
blue is 1 year's comments, green is current comments.
Right.
So,
You sent them both this.
yeah.
And, I mean, one of the questions I have is, for you guys, is, do we want them to come in at all?
Yes,
A presentation?
yes.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the next thing we do.
Right, so Badge Quest is out of Plymouth, so that's not too far.
I just want to make sure if we have to go through the RFP process that we're doing the right things.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't get in trouble.
And I forget where this guy's out of, it's an 815. I don't know if we'd have to pay, I suppose that's a question.
No,
If you'd
I
have-
don't know for proposals if you do, but if they come out here and do the work,
Yeah,
then there might be mileage involved.
No,
And I'll
when
reach-
they're trying to get in the job, I think it's pretty,
Right.
well, I don't know for these, but for the TA, they expect to come in and make a presentation to us.
Right.
and I'll reach out to the other gal one more time.
Was there just 3 that you came up with?
I
That
reached
you-
out to a bunch, and
Okay.
I only got
Well, they thought Berlin, huh?
3 back.
They have no idea how exciting this actually will be.
Could be very.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was one of the things I was gonna suggest tonight, is that we pick a date where we can ask them, or you talk with them and see if you can get them to both come on one particular date and let us know, so we can put it on the agenda. Maybe like, end of January or February.
Yeah, because their timeframes are somewhat similar. Like 5 months to go from start to finish to get a new
Mm-hmm.
fire chief, so, and this is probably a good time, because if we start in January, that'll bring us to what? June? May, June. So you'd have
And they
some
may
time
have to
for.
give some notice if they
Yeah.
were people were gonna,
Are there any questions you
jobs.
want me to ask them? I mean, do you want me to do I started to compare them, but it is kind of hard to say, all right, your proposal says this, your
Yeah, they're
proposal says
slightly-
that.
They have slightly different approaches.
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually, I like the second approach better, but,
This one?
yeah, but
Which one is the
either one
second?
I'm sure
This
would
one?
do it.
Yes,
An
so
okay
this
job.
one was the very, very first one, thank you. Badge Quest was the very, very
Thank
first
you.
one that had come in. So yeah, Joe, sorry, I knew her name was Joey. Joe just kind of came back and made some comments on the description. Yeah, because I figured one strong chief to another town's roughly the same size. You know, he's been in it for a while, he kind of gives some unbiased opinion as to, you know, if he was leaving, what would he want to be replaced by?
I just looked at the date it was adopted and thought, I think we've got a more recent one than that.
Yeah, no, that was the one that the chief gave me,
What year do you?
2014?
For our,
No,
24?
04.
04?
for our fire
Oh,
chief?
no, I had a more recent one, like 13.
Well, this is the one you sent us.
No, I gave him a 13. That was the one that I got from the chief. Like, I
From-
took it out of
Ours
his hand.
was, the chief Z was hired in 16.
Oh. All right, I'm a couple off. And I
And
didn't
I
bring it. I
suspect
picked
it's
it up
not
and I didn't bring
too
it.
out of date.
I wouldn't think so.
I mean,
But if there are changes that you want to recommend,
Yeah.
just recommend them. And
It's also the public safety study itself, which is,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, then I go back to,
Where'd we get these? I forget.
this was
Oh, this
handed
is from the,
this was handed to me at the dump.
oh.
Will you please come pick up my water?
Jim takes mine.
He's kind of on the way. I'll meet him at the corner. I'll just come down around the corner and I'll just whiz it in the truck when he goes by. Yeah. So no, yeah, this was handed to me in June at the dump, and I hung on to it. So you can go through the expense of this, or you can go through this, and somewhere in the middle. I don't know. I mean, obviously,
I think it's important to go through a
professional.
process,
We need
professional
to
process.
we need
I
to
think
repair a
that's-
face and.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the things I liked about the second one, was just the talk about sort of preparing the department and talking in depth to the department, and it seemed to have more of a feel for that, but.
I mean, they all asked what's
They
going
all
on,
did.
and I'm like, oh, how much do I tell them? Because maybe they won't do it. But it was just like, oh, you asked. Got a pen?
So,
Told them the truth. Well, at the same time too, as I was telling Lisa, when we come in to find this, you have to be very specific in your search, or you're going to get a fire chief from
and they
Zimbabwe.
said, the TA thing too, they said be very, very honest, because
Yes.
people will find out either way.
Well, that's just it, and you don't, oh yeah, this was the one that I sent, so 16. You don't want to bring somebody in under false pretenses and think that it's all, lilacs and roses, and they're walking into a pit of fire. Because then they're just gonna go, and we're gonna be sitting here in another year, and I'm gonna be waving proposals at the both of you again, so.
on
All right.
that, what I gave Chris was the procurement chart, which
Yes.
says that to get the pricing, you have to come up with written specs to send the exact same list of what you want in a study to the three firms that you're soliciting a price
Okay.
from. So you got the proposals first. You have to still come up with a written specification to send it out to three people. If someone doesn't respond, that's okay, you had sent it
I've
to at
reached
least
out.
three.
So I didn't look for fire ones, but I found a bunch of TA ones today,
Okay.
so I'm guessing the fire ones are out there.
All right,
And I'm assuming
Do you
that
wanna-
is
do you
that
wanna
the
handle
actual
that?
RFP?
Yeah, I
written RFP
can.
or not?
That's
Is
not an
that something else?
RFP, no, you don't need to do an RFP under
Okay.
50,000.
Okay.
all
You
right.
have to solicit three quotes, but using the exact same written specs of what
Right.
you're looking for.
So,
UMass Collins Center, I don't know if you threw one in there or not, but if you're talking about Kim Craven, I think she is a subcontractor
Her.
under them.
yep, she was one.
Okay, well, last
She's the one I hadn't heard from.
when we were searching for a firm, UMass Collins Center didn't respond.
Yeah.
So, but-
I've also said that my understanding is they're a little bit. They don't do as in-depth sort of a thing. They're a little bit
Higher level.
less. Yeah. I'm not wording this correctly, but my feeling is they do less.
Okay. So then is it fair to, go through these two proposals and make that
Make that what your
the,
specs are?
Yeah.
Do you?
Did you send this
can-
when you asked for
You're
them? Did you
reverse
send them both
engineering. Can
the
you
exact
work
same
with her on
thing when
this,
you
or-
asked for the things?
yeah, it was, hi, we're looking for a new chief. I've been given your name. Can you help me?
That's probably not enough information, huh?
No, it's not uniform.
Yeah.
It has to be written in,
Well, maybe
I think I followed up in an email with a thank
Okay.
you. Okay, so I'm gonna run the class on how not to ask for an RFP. Okay, but no, they all did get this. They got this, so they all have that. All right. Well, all right, why don't I do this? What if I, stop chuckling at me.
Why don't I work with you? You want me to help you with that? Okay. Done and done. Yeah, I didn't know where you were going, so.
No, where I was going was, I'll just cut and paste and come up with something and give it to the three of you, to,
Well,
or
have
the
her-
two of you
have her
to
take
look
a
I'm
look
at.
sure if you Google around, they're all over the web.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All
And I
over the
can
place.
grab, like, Wayland and Sudbury actually did
Recent
an
ones.
RFP for TAs. I can grab the stuff that they said and basically use that for the TA one, right? Or show you what it is and ask you
Yep.
if I can use that one.
No, yeah, I'm not
Okay.
deciding what it is. It's just it has to have certain elements in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
they had all the sort of details.
It's the same
and-
thing.
Okay.
Or if you want to point me to like where somewhere is, because I certainly don't want you to like do the bulk of the work. If you can just point me like where to go, be nice.
Yes.
Be
Sitting
nice.
there with a smile.
I
It's
know,
gonna be
you're
super
all sitting there
fun
with a
Because we're
smile.
on the exact same timeline for both of these. Isn't that going to be great?
Maybe we could do one month and then one the other.
No, we plow through. We plow through. Okay. All right,
All
thank
right.
you for both. Oh, look at that. Am I in the next one for the last one too?
Well, we both are. We all are.
three of us
Yeah,
are.
I actually have some answers for a few of those.
I do too.
We kind of sort of did have all the answers. Well, most of them we had a
Right.
bunch. I mean, Lisa
Right.
was able to get back all the CPA stuff, and then there was someone on Berlin Connect that whizzed out a bunch more information about SA Farms.
Yes.
So that's out there.
I have,
Mhm.
I did talk to Tom Galvin about the 62 crosswalk,
Mm.
and they did used to put those in there, but they kept getting taken out, like.
You
Oh,
mean
hit
the,
killed.
Yep.
cones?
The
It
barrels.
was a barrel. It was
Oh,
a
the
big old
barrels.
barrel.
So they stopped putting them out there. He said highway may still have that. We could try it again if they do. The other thing was they had also applied for a grant for the blinking lights, but the grant was would not nearly have covered. So he thought perhaps they could try to apply for another grant for that.
Can you put a speed bump in?
Probably not
a
on
state road.
62. It's a state road.
Yeah.
Can we dig one ourselves? I mean, yeah. I mean,
The
I
state
don't.
sort of frowns on that.
Probably has some
But
solar power.
He said he would
See what we could
investigate and
do.
see if there was something we
It
could
is
do.
bad because even when you're standing in the crosswalk,
Oh, no
people
doubt.
don't.
And there are more people. He said there are more people crossing now, and they wanted to do this before, but there just wasn't. The funding was not available.
Okay.
This is part of Complete Streets.
I don't know.
Just put a roundabout like everybody else
Pedestrian
does.
state.
Put a
In the middle of
roundabout
the-
there.
And send them up through the church.
Yeah.
And
just
then back
put-
out?
That's how the state
Down by the
wants to do,
library,
yeah.
19
Put a
car.
roundabout.
Okay.
And
What they
That
should
would
do is
slow 'em
have
down.
a flashing light.
Yeah.
Or something like that, like a lot of places.
Right.
Pedestrian flashing. who's
Right.
crossing.
Or even a button for someone to cross.
A lot of, from us doing work, well, a lot of times we have to put wiring in for a sign that says flashing pedestrian.
yeah.
Would he go the solar route? Because I see a lot of those signs where they've got the
Yes.
solar things on it that make it.
Like on the bike trails. A lot of
Yeah,
those
like
are-
yeah,
yes.
rail trail has
Yeah.
them. They
Yes.
go
So
off.
maybe that's also an option.
Okay.
But he did say.
I know they
options. I will bring
installed
that
them in
up
Acton.
next.
When a student got hit, the next day they were putting one in.
I don't want to do that.
I don't either.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
skip
wait.
that step.
Let's not
Can
wait
we,
till then.
Can we post a Berlin police officer there?
Well,
I'd
you know
love
what, I
you.
think,
Okay.
let's hear what Chief Galvin has
Yeah.
to come up
Let's
with.
see what he comes up with.
Do you want to run down the list quickly?
Um,
Annual cleaning of fire ponds.
I got that one, or did you get that one too?
No.
I was
You
just
stayed
gonna
I had
away.
say,
to talk
ask
to,
Chief
I had
C.
to talk to Chief Z about something else, so I asked him about that too. He said he's pretty sure the fire pond that she was talking about is not ever going to be a fire pond anymore because it's not really suited to be a fire pond. However, he also said that we have a truck that carries 5,000 gallons of water. So if you need more than that to put out somebody's house fire, he said the last house fire that they did was like 115 gallons and a half a gallon of foam. So while they do start filling the other truck from a fire pond, If there is a fire, just in case it spreads, in general, you are never gonna need more than, unless like the whole town starts burning, you're never gonna need more than that 5,000 gallons that's on that truck.
So we only
And
have
they do
one-
also clean the actual fire ponds that are fire ponds and make sure that they are good on a yearly basis. It's just the one that she was talking about, if it's the one that he thinks it is
The one
not
down
suited
past
to be
Wheelers, yeah. I
a
think.
fire pond. It gets too much silt in it, and you could like clean that forever and ever and ever, and it would never work.
Do we know how many fire ponds there are in Berwick?
You would have to ask. I did not ask that question. But he seemed to think that we were definitely adequately covered. And the most important thing he said is for them to get the call quickly and respond quickly. That is how you save houses. If the call comes late or the response time is slow, that is when you lose the house. But he said there's many factors too. If the door's left open when somebody goes out and there's a wind,
Yeah.
or, he said there's multiple factors, but lack of water is not one of them.
Do we just have one pumper truck?
Tanker, you mean?
Tanker? We just have one?
And it doesn't work the way it's supposed to.
Okay, all right.
It doesn't draft water,
What do you
it
mean?
just holds water. It's a downward draft, you can't pump it off. It's not like Boylston's where you can pump it off. This pump doesn't work correctly. It's like a.
Well, that's for another night.
Yeah.
Gravity fed.
Okay, all right. Item 2?
Item 2, what can be done about the bright lights at 112 West Street? Can evergreens be planted? I can get in touch with them. That's what I had, is talk to Dave.
Yeah. And
Um,
you have to make sure, if those lights are really high, those would be quite the evergreens.
Yeah.
I mean, that
It'd be the
doesn't-
Christmas tree.
that
You'd be
doesn't
bringing in a
maybe
Christmas
seem
tree.
like that's an actual solution, but
Well,
I could be wrong.
I wanted to talk to him because I believe that woman did ask Dave previously, and he did change some things, so.
Mrs.
wanted-
Lipka.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that of what he'd already done, is there anything else he could do? Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
All right. Questions about the CPA? I thought maybe just putting the process on the town website,
There's a whole website out there that talks about this.
like
Okay.
a link,
It's been all over the place. We
Yeah.
can put it on but
just the
it's-
link. I mean, you don't have to put everything on.
Well, there will be a committee eventually.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, that process.
Yeah.
What,
I'm
through
just
the-
trying to think through the website. It's a nonprofit that helps folks get CPA pass.
A lot of towns have CPA
Yeah.
websites. If you want,
Yes.
I could just give you some pointers.
Yeah, and Beth did a good job laying out like next step, next step, next step. So maybe we can whiz her 3 slides up or whatever that she had for the town officers.
I just didn't know if that was something you wanted to put on our website, like a link or
You should.
something.
I mean, if we want to drive people to the interwebs to start picking up stuff, then that's where we
But
need to start putting
The
stuff.
one thing that I would suggest is right now we should maybe make a list of these things, but right now we should really not be putting large amounts of new
Okay.
content up there because it is being transitioned over
Okay.
as we speak. So we don't want to put new stuff there. Anything new should just go on the new site.
Okay.
And when would that be?
Well, the timeline that I heard was December sometime. But
That's, yeah.
Easy
we'll
peasy.
see. I've been watching and not a lot
You
has
can
been
wait that
changing.
long, right?
There were supposed to be changes there on Thursday, which were not there, so,
Okay.
All right.
but I am monitoring.
Beautification of the center of town.
Awesome
I was at a
websites
loss.
that
I
you
mean,
sent,
yeah,
but
Right.
Yeah, but it needs somebody to drive it, and I
Right.
do not have capacity
No.
to take that on.
do we ask? Do we just put it out there?
Sure, I mean,
Okay.
it's been on my list for a while.
Maybe
We do
just
need-
having,
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to do, was to take this and put like skinny down
Yes.
underneath.
quick answers or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yes.
just quick answers, oh, beautification,
Yeah.
we need peeps. Please send your email to blah,
Right.
blah, 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 blah.
Right. You already covered the SA Farms, that there was some more information that was on Berlin Neighbors Connect. That was from
I can't remember the gals,
DEP.
yeah.
And Angela, or?
And she just reposted it, there were a bunch of docs.
Right, right. That was helpful.
I asked him.
The,
Okay.
I tried to answer the questions about the land swap. At this point, is the build-out of the fire station dormitory still going to happen?
mean,
I
that's-
think we covered that
Yeah,
pretty well
I mean,
there,
that's a
too.
TBD, it's with capital planning, and they gotta round up old plans and see how legit
Right.
they are.
I think they need to do some presentations and that kind of thing.
Oh,
You're
and
gonna
somebody
get-
said that.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it here when
Yeah.
it came forward, and
Yeah.
Okay.
People want more time to read the about town meeting warrant. I
May
think we're
have-
gonna have to pick the deadlines, stick to them.
We
and
do.
Maybe it's
Well,
a
I
little
think,
bit earlier
too,
than.
though, we need to take the lead on that. If something's missing, then we need to reach out and ask for it.
Right,
You know,
and say you
to
have
that
Before the
specific-
deadline.
Yes.
Yeah, to
Before
that
the deadline.
specific person.
Agreed.
Not just a broadcast email.
Right.
If something's missing, say, hey, I don't have your stuff yet. Why don't I have your stuff yet?
Correct. I give you
Could you
till Friday.
please?
Right, you miss
Mhm.
it?
Because,
Wait another
you know,
year.
getting the warrant put together, it's driven from this office, so we need to
Okay, that's
we
fair.
need to request. And we need to be clear at the beginning exactly what we're looking for. We would like your language, we would like your summary, we would like, you know, when you
Correct.
send this over, please send the following
Right.
items.
I won't put in Scott's comment, but it was pretty spot on.
Yeah. Concerns about the front door at the town offices not being able to open with the push of a button.
And I know you said that Joe said that was wheelchair compliant, but can we look into that a little bit more? I'm gonna be the good test in 2 weeks when I try and open the door on crutches.
Yeah.
On the ice,
Yeah,
I'm
on the
not-
ice.
which that's not fixed either at the front door.
Right. So, and
I don't think anybody would argue that it would be better that we would have a
A
thing
boom,
there.
boom, yeah.
I
Right.
just think that it probably is compliant the way it is. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
there's not a better.
Correct. Okay.
So, I mean, that would be something that maybe facilities could look into the cost and put it in the capital plan,
Okay.
depending on the cost.
I can't think that.
I don't know who does it.
Well, I'm just thinking that's probably not expensive enough to be
Well, maybe
capital.
not. But first you need to know what the cost would be.
Because I'm assuming you'd need two, yes? The outside door and then to come
Doors.
Yeah, and the
into
other
the
door
vestibule.
too.
Oh,
Right.
4. You need 4 of them. 2 to get in, 2 to get out. Well, no,
you
you-
could just put it on one door, the right-hand door or the,
Yeah, but I'm saying, you punch it, you get in, you punch it, you get in, how do you get out?
oh,
You
you're
gotta
saying.
punch it to get out,
Right,
punch it to
right,
get out,
right.
so you need 4.
Right.
I would assume they come as a match set.
So, would you like me to ask Dave about looking into it?
Yeah, if you're facilities gal.
All right. Trees that need to be taken down that could be a safety hazard,
Oh, there you go, there's,
specifically Crosby Road.
because the gentleman who lived on Crosby Road was talking about all the dead
Okay.
trees. But I mean, picking each street in town, you got a
Yeah.
bunch of
Well, you
dead
did, we did
trees.
talk about the process, and you can let the highway superintendent know.
It's a
and-
tree warden, right?
Yeah.
Right,
All
right.
right, so that's another Dave thing.
Yeah, can you just ask too about equipment, because my impression was they didn't have the appropriate equipment to do that safely.
Yeah, I can ask if he has the ability.
Can you borrow that stuff from another town? Like if another town has it and they're not using it?
Sometimes we've done that.
You can, but I think you normally rent it from them and you know, yeah.
I think
I
we
think
talked,
it's about $3,000 to rent that truck.
Oofa.
like
yeah.
a cherry picker truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes maybe you even
And-
contract someone to do it for you, if you have some work to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or, you know,
String them up in the tree and just let them saw it on their way down?
I
Um,
think there may be some.
Do you, so when you cut trees, do you have to be licensed to like cut a tree? Because I mean, I had trees cut and, you know, like monkey men come in and,
Yeah.
so
I
you
think
just
they're-
can't
I
send
think they're
somebody,
more-
you can't just
They're
send
more
somebody up in
really,
a
really
bucket.
insured rather than.
No, they have to be insured.
I
Okay.
think it's an insurance thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why they cost so much.
All right.
I think we talked about Route 62.
Yep.
Opportunities for more community involvement. Movies on the Common, golf outing.
That's rec committee, and I had already talked to them, and again,
Right.
it goes back to, say it with me, volunteers.
We
Right.
need more. Yeah.
You know,
They
to-
are flat out.
they
Yeah.
really
Flat
are.
out.
Status of the apartments in Riverbridge. We just had a little status of them.
There you go, all right.
Update on Town Hall building.
The curatorial.
Oh, the curatorial building,
I didn't know how to
yes.
spell it, so I didn't put it. Well, I tried all these different ways, and it didn't come up, and I just said, forget it. When it comes up, I'll let them know that that's the building.
Okay, yes. And we are, and we are keeping
I
an
can't even
eye
spell your
on
last name.
the-
Do not expect me to spell curatorial building, okay?
Yes.
All right.
June and I are going to keep an eye on the expenses.
All right.
Believe me. Additional Earth Day pickups for trash.
So who, I mean, I know that James Holyoke did that before. I mean,
That's
do
not,
people
that's
just volunteer?
conservation.
Oh, that's conservation?
Who does that.
Okay.
Yeah, he had like a site or bag distribution or something at Bridge Realty.
Yeah. Okay.
And we did for a while, we were giving out bags, I think even downstairs if people wanted to do it on their own. I
Just to
think
pick
they
'em
were
up.
available. I don't know if they are anymore, but I think they were available down in
Really?
the dispatch area.
Oh,
Um,
Okay.
didn't know that.
Maybe I'm hallucinating that, but I think they were down there.
That's a very good hallucination if you do have that one. So can we reach out to the Conservation Committee?
And
Can you talk
ask
to Carolyn
or
or Walter?
conservation or sometimes Board of Health. No, conservation.
Conservation.
Well, I mean, Board of Health does the collecting certain things at the dump day, you know, for a fee.
Oh,
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's not
but
the
no,
same
I
thing.
would think that trash,
Yeah. And
Earth
there
Day
are, I
is-
mean, that falls under beautification too, in the,
Yeah.
if somebody did a chapter of Make Mass Beautiful,
Yeah.
they
Mhm.
also, you know, you can adopt a street or,
Yeah.
that's really prevalent in the Midwest, adopting a road, having the Boy
Can we
Scouts and
rename
the
it?
churches and the.
Peg Road?
Yeah, if you pick up the trash.
I'll pick up the track for Peg Road.
Actually, there, are, if you look along the side of the road, there are signs that go
Yeah.
up that say
Yeah.
adopted by
Right.
so and so, and
They
then
do it
if
out here
it's-
too, I think, don't they?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
It's
not,
not-
as
Not as,
prevalent.
yeah, correct.
Um,
That would be kind of cool, though.
Okay, would like tax bills to be delivered before town meeting.
There you go, that's a Dennis issue.
yeah, I
Oh,
think there.
so I
there are
said here, send a
reasons to have
message to
it.
the tax collector.
I think there are reasons about when they go
I
out.
think there are,
too,
like,
and
legally.
sometimes they're- Yeah.
Well, right, well, they will go out before the annual town meeting.
But I also think we should put a clip of the video of Scott explaining the fact that our taxes are not
Right.
out of line. I would like, he words that very well, and I think it would be worth clipping that right out and putting that up on the website.
Well, I mean, it's true. I mean, Berlin is, so what, there's 351 cities and towns. I think Berlin's like 250. And
Yeah.
Boylston and Clinton are somewhere around like 120, 125, so,
Mm-hmm.
but that's gonna be the first thing that people see is my
And we
tax
don't
bill.
have the economies of scale that they
Correct.
do either.
Well, and you
so-
don't have any of the services, you know, you don't have trash pickup, you don't have public water, you don't have public sewer, so you're gonna pay a little bit less because you have a little bit less.
Okay, reduce budgets from 2 to 5%.
Well, yeah,
And
that,
work to stay within the budgets.
well,
I don't think anybody's madly trying to go outside of the budget.
no.
Was that a question or was that a
It was
discussion?
it was more of a comment
Mhm.
that was going on, but I think that Buzz made it really clear, you weren't there on Thursday when we had the budget thing. He's like, frugal, I need you to be frugal, so the message, well, it only went out obviously to the handful
didn't
of
go
people
out
that
with
were there.
Did we
numbers.
get an actual suggested percentage that people's budgets should go up?
No.
Because,
No.
you know, if they gave folks the number,
Yeah.
I think that would be really helpful.
Correct, because
Even
you,
if it's just the 2.5%, do not go over 2.5% without justifying. I think
because you
Right.
know
would
that
be
you're gonna
helpful.
shove everything in as much as possible, knowing that you wanna be here, you're gonna ask for here,
Mhm.
knowing that you're gonna meet here.
I think it was asked that things be justified. That was about it.
Line items and justified.
Yeah. Cushions for the chairs at the town
That was
meeting.
just a funny one. That was, it was so, if the
Yeah,
town
those aren't
meetings
our
go
chairs.
on.
Those aren't our chairs.
But we could bring our own cushions.
I know, bring your own cushion.
You
And
could sell
maybe
the,
that's,
stadium ones. Tohoto could sell the stadium
Yes.
cushions.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Outside as a fundraiser.
There you go.
Yeah,
They
we
should.
could suggest it as a fundraiser for whatever group wants to do it.
There you go.
Cable concerns regarding FCC changing rules for public access.
But, did you say that we're locked in for like 8 years?
We're not
With-
locked into anything. We have a non-exclusive contract with Charter. We're about 3 years in, or 2 or 3 years in on a 10-year contract.
I think that whole model is changing though. I mean, I think that's something that is gonna be very different even 10 years from now, so I don't think that's a concern that we
Something that we should
necessarily
go.
address or spend time on, because I think it's gonna be very different 10 years from now.
And it's gonna impact everybody, it's just
Yeah.
not gonna impact Berlin, it's gonna be worldwide.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay.
Presentation of gifts for seniors from COA. That was
Well,
a
that- yeah.
discussion.
Yep,
Yeah.
Plug for the food pantry fundraiser,
yep.
which was excellent. I believe I was the only selectman there.
Yes, you were, I bailed. But I brought
Had to get my
food.
kid.
I've brought bags down, so I'm covering.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
covering.
and we donate
Oh, well,
monthly,
they
so-
did actually, RJW did offer a surprise.
RWJ.
Was it 15% on anything?
5% of their sales for the remainder of the calendar year
5%.
will go to the pantry,
Right.
Nice.
which is nice.
Volunteers to help with shoveling for the seniors. I think they should contact the kids. you know.
Maybe just say where RWJ is, because that doesn't really ring for anybody
Or, the wine cellar,
within BJ's.
BJ's.
right.
I think
And I did-
that's not something that the town does.
Drink up.
Oh, no, I was talking about
Oh.
the shoveling.
The shoveling.
Oh.
And the liability, frankly, of getting involved in that is
Yeah.
astronomical.
Yeah.
You can just ask for volunteers.
Yeah.
Right, just ask.
If somebody wants to offer
There might be
help.
kids, but they probably would like to be paid.
Maybe it's a badge.
Right.
Work towards a badge.
There you go, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Volunteers to help with shoveling calcium runoff used for roads, impact the rivers and property.
So that was just a concern that was brought up about what's being used to treat the roads, and have there been any surveys done for the runoff that now runs into our wells and our water and on our land? And I'm like,
I think.
great question.
Did Dave just have a thing on, didn't you say that was taped? The
Plowing,
the
yeah.
plowing thing, well,
Yep.
that's,
Oh.
I think they talked about those types of things. So Dave could probably answer that easily.
Okay. All right.
Okay, reminder to view mytowngovernment.org for upcoming Berlin committee meetings.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that
would
was,
probably go look at the website first, but
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that was just the, hey, when are we meeting? I don't know when we're meeting. Oh, why don't you go out here and see when we're meeting?
it's all on the front page of the
Of
website.
the Berlin one.
right.
Okay.
You can
That
get
pulls
to,
it from my town government, though.
Which it
Yeah.
does,
Right.
yeah.
Which is,
But
sometimes it doesn't sync up properly. Garth's had problems with
It
it.
actually does, you just have a limit of how many that can feed over,
Okay.
but it works just fine.
All right. So do you want me to
Okay.
take that back and I'll put in notes and then whiz it back to you two? And then we'll make it final and I'll do an update and then we'll be done with copy version 1?
all right, maybe I'll have Mary make
Can
me a
I-
copy of this, just because I was gonna
Scribble.
follow up with Dave.
Okay.
Can I also recommend, because there are so many things on there that are highway, police, fire, that if we're going to do another one of these, we invite fire, police, highway, so that they can answer those questions?
That's a good idea. I also thought about,
I think everyone was invited.
the next,
Well, I think they chose because it was a selectmen's thing, maybe we can call it.
Coffee. Coffee talk.
I even
Yeah,
thought about
something else
why not do a
that's-
coffee with, within the house too, to see whether there's questions.
You get better
and-
turnout of the
Think?
daytime people.
The other thing I thought about is that next time maybe we come with some subjects that we want feedback on.
Okay.
That might be a good idea too.
I mean, if you want to do a coffee with an unnamed group next month, I'm going to be home from December 5th through Christmas. so,
Good.
working from home.
I'd rather we do these on a quarterly or,
Okay. Well, I didn't know if any were
Basis, but-
popping up.
When are you
because
doing it? December
My
13th?
surgery's the 5th, so I'm out for the entire, well, I'm not out, I'm home, I'm working from home, so if there's meetings during the day, I can just hobble
Christmas
down.
party.
You can use crutches and hobble down and drive.
Oh my.
It's only a mile. I almost made it here without my seatbelt on. Oh, I shouldn't say that now. Like, can you,
Edit
I
that.
cannot edit.
Ah, Mr. Bradley? Yes, I will be able to
Really?
drive like after a week and a half or so.
Okay.
So
So
I
are
can
you
get down
missing
here.
a meeting?
No, I'm saying if to Lisa's point about if we have something with the folks
Yes.
here, that if we have it in the month of December, I am more able to make it.
Yes.
That's
I
all I
got
was
that
saying.
part.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you were unable to make any of the selectmen's
Oh no, I'm coming. I'll be taking the elevator, but I'm here.
meetings. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll make a copy of this and then you can have it and
Yep.
finish it up.
Yep.
Where are we? Other, new business. Lisa, I was gonna ask you whether you wanted to, start in on the town administrator
Yep.
stuff and, do what Peg's doing for the fire chief.
yep.
Okay?
I
You wanna-
actually had that on my list, so
Do you
when I
wanna-
started looking, I looked at the RFPs today. I had actually talked to, I'm not sure how you wanna do the screening committee, but I had talked to Scott Hawkins and he was actually interested.
Yes,
And
he
I
told
think
me
he
that
would
at the,
be very,
at the wine
very valuable on that committee.
thing.
Um,
But as far as reaching out to those,
yeah, I think we have to do, I think.
the specs.
Yeah, the
Yes.
specs first, and then
Okay.
I will reach out to.
Okay, that's what that's, yeah.
MRI and.
I think we
the
might as
other
well get
two.
started.
Yeah.
All right.
Sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Yeah, and, what else was I gonna say? I don't remember. Earthworks Board,
Yeah, I know.
can we approve Lynn Sally?
Do we have a list of others besides
I think
Lynn?
we have Joe and Lynn, and there were only 3, I don't remember what the third one was supposed to be. Is
A
it supposed to be
construction
somebody else
person?
who?
I mean,
Yes.
I know
If
a
you've got
couple people
anybody-
that have said they'd look at the language, but they don't want to be on the board. But they would,
Yeah.
if you hand it to me,
Well,
I
I
will
told-
review it.
Joe to next time make sure he touches base with Mike Sawyer.
And Paul Wheeler,
Yeah.
yep, they
So-
both definitely said they would help.
So that we can get those problems taken care of before the day of town meeting or whenever I got that call.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if you've got somebody who would take the third position. We can even do it with 2. They're just making a recommendation. We're making the
What did we ask for? 3?
3.
Okay.
Yeah. So, can we approve Lynn?
At the next meeting?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
And be nice if there was one more person, but
Well,
We'll start with 2.
let's start with 2, and
We started with 2.
maybe Lynn knows somebody,
Yeah.
or Joe can ask somebody
Yeah.
that he works with, or
you want to send an email to
Lynn?
Lynn?
Yep.
And just ask if there's anyone else that he can think of?
Where are we with the storage committee?
We need to appoint these people. We've got no one from planning board, but we could go ahead and appoint anyway,
Just do it.
if
Yeah.
we want. So
Yeah.
I'm hearing
So next Monday?
Earthworks and the storage wars.
Yeah, because there's no need for that to wait.
No, I think particularly the interoffice stuff is pretty easy to go forth and
Correct.
conquer, yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Richard Smith for capital planning responded that he wants
Yeah.
That's
to
right.
serve.
Yeah.
That was the storage one, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he's
Um,
actually an architect.
Is he the architect from there?
Yeah.
Yeah, then, hello.
All right. Is there Any other business, selectmen liaison updates?
I'll get back in touch with Peter.
All right.
You're his favorite.
Any,
Tim, you're picking up my trash.
I won't be here Wednesday.
We're picking
will
up
not
my
be here on
trash. You're
Wednesday.
picking up, Lisa
Okay.
Vollen told you that you're gonna pick up my trash, so I'm
Delivering
avoided
meals to
at
the
the dump
seniors in
now.
town.
in
I'll meet you at
Harvard?
the
Yeah.
corner when you come down Lyman,
problem.
right
Just-
there.
Send me a text, I'll be
So that leaves Tuesday and also just remotely posting an agenda. But to post a Monday agenda, we can't count Thursday now because that's a holiday.
Right.
So. I would
When do we
to-
need to have the agenda put
see,
together?
Wednesday by 7 PM at night. I already have an agenda shell up there. There's
Yeah, I know
already a
you
posted
do.
meeting.
I know you do. Well, we need to put the earthworks and the storage
Yep, I can add that.
storage things.
Mhm.
And if I will probably get a chance to look tomorrow because I'm going to jury duty.
Huh.
Do you want to see the thing that I put together with Mary for the descriptive TA thing that I'm gonna send
Yeah.
out to the things first?
Yes, because I'm gonna pilfer.
Okay, then we should approve that next week or whatever we're gonna do.
Okay. Got
Because I'm
that?
just gonna wholesale grab
Right.
Sudbury or Wayland's.
So what are we calling that? TA?
Review written specifications for town administrator, search firm specification, bid specifications. Or
Specs.
Quote specs.
Peg to
Okay.
steal following week. There you go.
All right.
I think that was it.
Peg, what will you write on now that the pumpkins are gonna disappear?
Actually, I'm gonna take my pumpkin home and I'm gonna split it open, and leave it outside for the animals to eat.
You
There
need,
are some amazing adult coloring books now too.
I
They're
have
sort of
one.
Fun. They're just soothing.
Therapeutic.
aren't they?
I know, that surprises you that I have one. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We
no.
have flying squirrels now
No.
at our house.
Wonderful.
They're very cool. They're very, very cool.
So one more thing I remembered now. We've got to remember to put Joe on Monday's agenda. Right?
For a rough stab at
Just
his,
hours?
Yeah.
his calendar.
All right. Well, no need for an executive session, so do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded, happy Thanksgiving, Town of Berlin, thank you.
All in favor? Aye.
Yeah, yeah.